not sure. I think it's coconut. It's white on the inside, but there's a red ring around the outside.
Oh, that's my lipstick. I don't like coconut.
No, that's disgusting. That piece of chocolate was in your mouth and I just put it in mine.
Big deal. We took a bite out of the same piece of chocolate called C. Everett Koop. I only breastfed you for the first 2 years of your life. You want to talk disgusting? That's disgusting. Don't take it out on me because your date dumped you on Valentine's Day.
Edgar did not dump me. He and his lawyer were called out of town on urgent business.
Oh, please. The man sells bird baths for a living. What happened? A sparrow slipped into suing him?
I can't believe it. Raymond called. He's got the flu and he can't take me to the big Valentine's Day dance. Oh, I guess I'll be keeping you company, Dorothy.
Why do you automatically assume that I don't have a date?
She assumes there are 7 days in a week.
Have another piece of chocolate, Ma. The doctor didn't know what he was talking about when he said they were bad for you.
Well, have you ever seen anything more devastatingly beautiful in all your life? Gosh, let's see. That was a rhetorical question. When are your dates picking you two up?
We don't have any dates, Blanche.
No dates? On Valentine's Day? Oh, you poor things. Oh, I feel awful for you. Well, the important thing is to keep your spirits up and don't get upset. Hello. Oh, hello, Steve. I'm all ready to go. What are you talking about? I spent all day getting ready. Oh, I could just scratch your eyes out. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, drop dead. What's wrong? Nothing. Well, don't wait up. Good night.
Blanche, Steve called and canceled your date, didn't he?
Yes. How did you know that, Dorothy?
I'm clairvoyant, Rose.
You're so lucky. I get into a pool, I sink like a stone. But how did you know about Blanche? Stuck here on Valentine's Day with the three of you. Oh, this is the worst day of my life.
Oh, quit complaining. There are worse things that can happen to you on Valentine's Day, I know.
Was there ever a Valentine's Day when you didn't have a date?
Please, until I was 80, I was combing geezers out of my blue rinse. Now, I'm talking about something that happened a long time ago. My Sal and I were driving my father cross-country to a wedding when we had some car trouble. Of course, Sal and Papa never got along anyway, so there was trouble even before we left Brooklyn. But once we hit Chicago, the car started making a strange noise. Salvador, what are you looking at? You don't have to pretend you know about cars. You want to impress me, irritate with a fork instead of a brake press.
If you're asking me, you ran out of gas.
Nobody asked you.
Was I talking to you? I'm talking to my daughter. To me, you don't exist.
Hey, who's driving you to your niece's wedding in California?
Salvador, you're upsetting Papa. Would you please find a mechanic? It's freezing in here.
Of course it's a freezing in here. Mr. Ziti for brains decides to take a shortcut through Chicago in the dead of winter.
Papa didn't plan it that way. He lost the map. He didn't know where he was going.
I could have told him where he was going. I told you where he was going the first time I met him. Nowhere. That's where he was going. You married a bum.
Oh, excuse me. We're having a problem with the car.
Oh, sorry, I'm starting my lunch break. And when I get back, I got 3 jobs ahead of you.
Beautiful. Just what I always dreamed about, spending the winter in Chicago. And of course the volcano season in Pompeii.
Look, here's $2. We'll deliver these tools while you're gone.
Help yourself, buddy.
Salvador, when you want to be, you have to ask me which end of the opener to use. What the hell are you going to do with these tools?
When you relax, I'll have us out of here in no time.
The same words he used when he moved you into that crummy cold water flat 12 years ago.
Papa, he's trying his best.
And that doesn't scare you?
You're not being fair. You've never really given Salvador a chance.
You know, I don't understand what you see in this man.
It's not something I can explain. Everything you say about him is true. Lord knows he's not terribly bright. He's not terribly good looking and not much of a provider. But I love him anyway. I don't know why. It's the little things. You know what I mean?
I gotta take a leak.
Can you find the bathroom?
If not, I'll find a wall.
Sal, you having any luck under there?
To be perfectly honest,
No.
No. You butchigaloo, can't you do anything right? I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm hungry.
You hungry? Here.
What's this?
Today's Thursday. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is that... Wait, we left Brooklyn the 11th, so this... Sal, you planned this 3 days ago before we left Brooklyn.
Yep, I hid it under the seat when I was loading the suitcases. Happy Valentine's Day, Sophia.
I think this is what I was trying to explain to Papa. Come here, you big lug.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Papa, what is that noise?
My guess is a machine gun.
What?
I'm in the back looking for the John, okay? I see a bunch of guys lined up facing a wall. So I figured the toilet is broken, so I'm gonna wait in place behind one of these guys. Suddenly, someone's yelling to me, "Hey, get out of there. You don't belong here." I said, wait a minute. I beat against better walls than this in my time. When I see he's holding a machine gun, so I decide to take his advice. I move, rat-a-tat-tat, everybody's falling like flies on your Aunt Regine.
You're letting your imagination run wild, Papa. This is Chicago, not Sicily. You're just a little homesick, that's all.
I saw another garage a couple of blocks away.
Hey, the cars are not running.
Hey, who cares? I am.
Ma, that never happened. You were not at the St. Valentine's Day massacre.
I didn't say I was at the St. Valentine's Day massacre. I said I was at a St. Valentine's Day massacre. It was Chicago, and in those days, Chicago stood for two things. What were they? How the hell should I know? What am I, Studs Terkel?
Well, let's not just sit around wasting time eating chocolates. Let's do something constructive. You want to eat some ice cream? That's not a bad idea. Okay, Rose, go get it. I'm too weak from disappointment. Well, I'm disappointed too. Well, so what? Dorothy Maker, get it?
Get it, Rose.
Why are you two being so mean to me?
Because we're in bad moods and because we remember what you did to us last Valentine's Day.
You promised you'd never bring that up again.
What happened?
You don't remember what happened last Valentine's Day?
Please. I'm 82. Be thankful I remember not to wear my underwear outside of my dress. Most of the time. Tell your story.
Last St. Valentine's Day, the three of us thought it might be fun to go away for the weekend. So we went away to this cute little woodsy mountain retreat. Well, when we got there, were we in for a surprise? Isn't this lodge great? Oh, boy, it sure is. It's just so beautiful up here. The fresh air and the wide open spaces. You know, being in the mountains always puts me in a romantic mood. Dorothy, did you ever make love on top of a mountain?
No, the closest I ever came was making love on top of a fat guy called Old Smoky. Let's check in.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to Sunny Meadows.
Thank you. We love. Whoa!
It's Klingenspitzer's show.
Excuse me. Where would you like me to put this?
Oh, buy me a drink and we'll talk. Lunch. I'm sorry. Just hold on to it. Them. The bags. Where do you put your tips?
Who cares? What is going on here?
Obviously, there's some confusion. Sunny Meadows is a clothing optional resort.
You mean the nudist camp? Oh, well, we didn't know that.
Well, who made the reservation?
Well, don't look at me.
Rose, you made the reservation.
I know. I just don't want you looking at me.
Look, I'm terribly sorry about the mix-up, but this is not for us. We'd like to leave.
I'm afraid you're with us for the night, ladies. The bus doesn't leave down the mountain.
We are not embarrassed. We're not uncomfortable. We are not humiliated. We're going to walk out of here today with our heads held high, secure in the knowledge that what we have done is morally and socially responsible. Isn't that right, girl?
I have no idea who this woman is. I bought this. I was never so embarrassed in my entire life.
But it did turn out to be a lovely Valentine's cruise. Well, it did not. We never even had to use those condoms. You didn't?
I used every one of mine.
Late at night, I filled them with water and threw them at the people in the limbo line.
I wonder who that could be.
Probably my date. Now, don't make a fuss over him. Your fiery Latin entertainers have a very short fuse.
Happy Valentine's Day!
What do you mean? I thought you were sick.
And I thought you had to work.
You told me you had a last-minute emergency.
So they're all liars. That's an asset when you're planning a surprise like this.
Come on, we've got reservations for dinner and dancing.
Ma, I bet you were in on this all along, weren't you?
Of course I was. These dimwits' idea of romance is a Coors Light and a Love Boat rerun.
All right, let's go. Come on, Limousine's waiting.
Oh, you little devils, you.
Wait a minute.
Honey, are you sure you don't want to join us?
You got a marzipan bar in your ear? I told you. I've got a date with you know who.
Ma, we love you.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
You fell for it.
I did. I wanted to stay.
Julio?
No, Sophia.
Why didn't you use the front door?
I didn't want to be seen.
Well, what's the point in going out with Julio Iglesias if no one's gonna see us? Once we hit Wolfie's Deli, I would appreciate it if you could serenade me with Begin the Begin.
We sing together.
Oh, come on.
Let's try together. With the begin.
The begin.
That's perfect.
Wearing black? Did you just come from a funeral?
No, Rose. We were singing backup for Johnny Cash. Of course we were at a funeral.
Who died?
My best friend, Edith Flannery.
I thought Mildred Feinberg was your best friend.
She was, but we've grown apart. I think her death had something to do with it. I really thought Edith would be around longer. She was only 88 years old and in perfect health. Then one night, bingo, she closes her eyes and she's gone.
She died in her sleep.
What, are you deaf? I said she died playing bingo. Well, I guess Phyllis Gluckman will be my new best friend.
Ma, I thought you hated Phyllis Gluckman.
I do, but at the rate my friends are going, I won't have to spend that much time with her.
I think Sophia's really been shaken up by this.
She's not the only one.
Doris, what do you mean?
Ma's 82 years old. Edith was only 6 years older. You can guess what I'm thinking.
You're thinking your time with Sophia may be running short. Wow, Blanche, that's amazing. Now guess what I'm thinking.
I was talking to Edith's daughter after the funeral. She had flown in from San Francisco. She kept telling me how bad she felt that she hadn't seen her mother in over a year.
Well, it's hard to stay close to someone when they live clear across the country.
Well, I live in the same house with my mother, and yet we spend very little quality time together. You know, sometimes we'll be watching TV, and I start wondering how many more times I have left like that. And I find myself staring at her, and like I'm trying to freeze her face in my memory. Like I never want to forget one single line or wrinkle. And suddenly she'll turn to me and say, "Why are you staring at me? I've been wanting to pick my nose for the past half hour."
Well, Dorothy, I live by one simple rule. Share your love with people today, because they may be gone tomorrow.
It's a beautiful sentiment, Blanche.
Comes from dating a lot of traveling salesmen. I heard a fable when I was a little girl in St. Olaf that might help. Can I tell you?
That's right, Rose. Wait till my defenses are down and take advantage of it.
Okie dokie. Once upon a time in the magical land of Flaffuvenhaven, lived Tunder the mediocre tiger. He was called mediocre because there was nothing special about him. He wasn't talented, he wasn't smart, he wasn't rich, he wasn't handsome, he wasn't good at anything.
If he also wore a bad toupee, she could be describing my Stanley.
Anyway, it made Tunder's wife miserable that her husband was best known for being mediocre. I understand Marilyn Quayle feels the same way. She asked her fairy godmother to grant Tunder the ability to perform incredible feats of magic, and her wish was granted. Tunder the mediocre became Tunder the magnificent. Guess he didn't want to change the monograms on his tails. Well, Tunder the tiger spent so much time performing that he didn't have enough time to spend with his wife. Well, she told him that she missed the time they had together when he was just mediocre. So Tunder used his magic only once more, and that was to make his powers disappear. And they lived happily ever after? No, actually, she got bored and ran off with Wiseblat the Weasel. That was Tunder's old business manager. But they lived happily ever after. What happened to Tunder?
Oh, who cares, Hey, once you hear happily ever after, it's over.
Well, Dorothy, did you get anything out of this?
Actually, I did get an idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Ma away for the weekend to a cabin in the Florida Keys where we can spend some quality time together.
You got that idea from her fable?
No, I got it from this brochure somebody left on the table. But I'll tell you, I never would have read it if her fable hadn't bored me to tears. Thank you, Rose.
You're welcome.
Ma, I have a surprise for you.
You got a date Saturday night.
Thank you. Ma, we're going away for the weekend. Just the two of us. So pack your bags. We're off to a cabin in the Keys.
Wait a minute, Dorothy. You pulled this one on me once before. Remember Shady Pines Retirement Village? She told me we were going to a resort. We pull up to this place that looks like the Bates Motel. And two goons in white coats drag me inside, and for the next year and a half, I'm forced to make lanyards against my will.
Ma, you know that's not how it was.
You're right. Sometimes they force me to make moccasins. No thanks. Not again.
Ma, all I want us to do is go away together, just the two of us. Ma, we'll go anywhere you want to go.
Great. I want to go to Disney World.
And that's where we're going.
Oh? All of a sudden you're going to take me after I've been asking for years?
That's right.
Leave your shoe sizes. Let me know whether you want your moccasins in brown or black. Oh, hello. This is Dorothy Spornak. I'd like to confirm my reservation on flight 501. Of all the saloons and gin joints in the world, she had to walk into mine.
Ma, I've been looking everywhere for you. We really need to talk. Ma, why are you trying so hard to ruin my weekend?
You don't get it, do you? This weekend could have been a lot of fun until you decided we were going to have quality time.
Is that so horrible? Ma, all I wanted to do was have us finish unfinished business and say things to each other that we never said before.
Dorothy, this isn't on Golden Pond.
I know.
And you're not Jane Fonda.
All right. Major point.
Quality time has to come naturally. It happens when you're not thinking about it. Like when we're cutting vegetables together, that's quality time.
I was hoping for something a little more magical than that.
Let me tell you a little story. When I was a kid in Sicily, I loved lightning bugs. I'd stand out in the field and watch them light up the night sky. That was magical. That was spectacular. I tell you, I saw 1,000 points of light. It was a kinder, gentler America. I turned to my wife, Barbara, and I said, Mom, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, sorry, I must have lapsed into George Bush's inauguration speech. Who was it?
Lightning bugs.
Right. I liked them so much I'd catch them in glass jars so I could watch them light up whenever I wanted. But they always died.
I see what you mean. They needed their freedom.
No, they needed their air. I always forgot to punch holes in them. The point is, it's the same with all magical moments. You can't capture them forever, no matter what Kodak tells you.
So what you're saying, Ma, is that like a lightning bug, I put you in a glass jar and waiting for you to light up, I nearly suffocated you.
Geez, Dorothy, you sure know how to beat a metaphor to death.
Ma, I love you.
I love you too, pussycat. Just promise me you'll never make me do this for the rest of my life.
Okay, only if you promise you live forever.
Okay, I promise.
How can you make a promise like that?
Hey, if I don't come through, what are you gonna do to me?
Blanche. Rose, listen, I think maybe I owe you an apology. When we were having our argument, I may have said some things I didn't mean.
Like when you said I was a dummy?
No. Anyway, the important thing is for us to stay partners and finish our book.
Oh, forget it. There isn't gonna be any book.
Now, what are you saying?
Did I just lapse into Swedish? Read it and weep.
Tales of Tunda the Tiger and His Friends by Hans Christian Lockerhöven. Well, who's Hans Christian Lockerhöven?
Only St. Olaf's greatest author. He wrote the classic fairy tale, Hansel and Hansel.
You told me your parents made up these stories.
Well, I thought they did, but when I called my sister for more stories, she suggested I pick up the book that Mom and Dad got them from.
Well, this is great. We've been writing stories that have already been written.
Well, if it's any consolation, they do it all the time on Mr. Belvedere.
Well, my dream is crushed. I always wanted to be rich and famous, and now it's not going to happen.
I know a poem that might help. It goes, never ever give up your dreams, even when they're doused in sorrow, because even though they seem far away, they could come true tomorrow. I wrote that, Blanche.
You know, it isn't half bad. Well, it's better than a lot of them you read on greeting cards.
I have hundreds of them.
You know what I'm thinking, Rose?
That with your drawings and my poems, we might go into the greeting card business together?
No, I'm thinking about a place out at the beach where the waves break so hard they knock the bathing suits right off the men coming out of the water. Come on, maybe we can salvage the rest of this day after all. Come on, let's go.
How's the packing going?
Go a lot better if I had a screwdriver.
I just bought some postcards to remember the trip.
I don't need postcards, pussycat. I'll remember this trip for a long time. Oh, just don't look. The rain lets up when we're leaving.
Hey, Ma, we still have a little time, and there's one more thing I want to show you to make this terrific weekend complete.
Oh, no, Dorothy. We looked at pictures and slides and letters and diaries and locks of hair. What's left? A family history and shadow puppets?
Better.
Now, this is what I call quality time.
favorite thing for me now, it is spending time with you. I want to stay with you forever so that I can see you, love you, and care for you. I feel magical when you are around me. I feel that there is a connection of great before. I can say proudly that I love you and your love is great. You are such an amazing man. I have seen love before, but I never felt that great before. I can say proudly that I love you and your love is great. You are such an amazing man. You have awakened a part of me. You have created something I've never knew. You not only care about me, but you always respect me as I am. You have accepted a part of me, and that makes all the difference to me. You are such an amazing man. I have seen love before, but I never felt that great before. I can say proudly that I love you and your love is great. You are such an amazing man. I have seen love before, but I never felt that great before. I can say proudly that I love you and your love is great. You are such an amazing man. You have awakened a part of me. You have created something I've never knew. You not only care about me, but you always respect me as I am. You have accepted a part of me, and that makes all the difference to me. You are such an amazing man. You have awakened a part of me. You have created something I've never knew. You not only care about me, but you always respect me as I am. You have accepted a part of me, and that makes all the difference to me. You are such an amazing man. You have awakened a part of me, and that makes all the difference to me. You are such an amazing man. You have awakened a part of me. You have created something I've never knew. You not only care about me, but you always respect me as I am. You have accepted a part of me, and that makes all the difference to me. You are such an amazing